Robert R. Livingston, February 26, 1813, was an American lawyer, politician, diplomat from New York, and a founding father of the United States. He was known as the Chancellor, after the high New York State legal office he held for 25 years. He was a member of the Committee of Five that drafted the Declaration of Independence, along with Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Roger Sherman. Early life. Livingston was the eldest son of Judge Robert Livingston and Margaret Beekman Livingston, uniting two wealthy Hudson River Valley families. He had 9 brothers and sisters, all of whom wed and made their homes on the Hudson River near the family seat at Claremont Manor. Livingston graduated from King's College, the predecessor to today's Columbia University, in 1764. Livingston married Mary Stevens, daughter of Continental Congressman John Stevens, on September 9, 1770, and built a home for himself and his wife south of Claremont, called Belvedere, which was burned to the ground along with Claremont in 1777 by the British Army under General John Burgoyne. In 1794 he built a new home called New Claremont, which was subsequently renamed Arrell House, a phonetic spelling of his initials, RL, which was deemed the most commodious home in America and contained a library of 4,000 volumes. Livingston was known for continually quarreling with his relatives. Political career. Livingston was appointed Recorder of New York City in October 1773, but soon identified himself with the anti-colonial Whig Party and was replaced a few months later with John Watts, Jr. He was a member of the Committee of Five that drafted the Declaration of Independence, although he was recalled by his state before he could sign the final version of the document. In 1777 to 1801, Livingston was the first Chancellor of New York, then the highest judicial officer in the state. He became universally known as the Chancellor, retaining the title as a nickname even after he left the office. Livingston was also U.S. Secretary of Foreign Affairs from 1781 to 1783 under the Articles of Confederation. In 1789, as Chancellor of New York, Livingston administered the presidential oath of office to George Washington at Federal Hall in New York City, then the capital of the United States. In 1789, Livingston joined the Jeffersonian Republicans, in opposition to his former colleagues John Jay and Alexander Hamilton, who founded the Federalists. He formed an uneasy alliance with his previous rival George Clinton, along with Aaron Burr, then a political newcomer. He opposed the Jay Treaty and other Federalist initiatives. In 1798, Livingston ran for governor of New York on the Democratic-Republican ticket, but was defeated by incumbent Governor John Jay. As U.S. Minister to France from 1801 to 1804, Livingston negotiated the Louisiana Purchase. After the signing of the Louisiana Purchase Agreement in 1803, Livingston made this memorable statement: "We have lived long, but this is the noblest work of our whole lives." The United States ranked this day among the first powers of the world. During his time as U.S. Minister to France, Livingston met Robert Fulton, with whom he developed the first viable steamboat, the North River Steamboat, whose home port was at the Livingston family home of Claremont Manor in the town of Claremont, New York. On her maiden voyage she left New York City with him as a passenger, stopped briefly at Claremont Manor, and continued on to Albany up the Hudson River, completing in just under 60 hours a journey which had previously taken nearly a week by sloop. In 1811, Fulton and Livingston became members of the Erie Canal Commission. Livingston was a Freemason, and in 1784 he was appointed the first Grand Master of the Grand Lodge of New York, retaining this title until 1801. The Grand Lodge's library in Manhattan bears his name. The Bible Livingston used to administer the oath of office to President Washington is owned by St. John's Lodge No. 1, and is still used today when the Grand Master is sworn in, and, by request, when a President of the United States is sworn in. After his death, Livingston was buried at St. James Episcopal Churchyard in Hyde Park, New York. Livingston commemorated. In 1904 the U.S. Post Office issued a series of postage stamps commemorating the 100th anniversary of the Louisiana Purchase, along with the central figures involved in this historical transformation of the United States. The engraved image of Livingston is taken from a Gilbert Stuart oil painting of 1794. Review of a 1960 biography by George Dangerfield. Livingston County, Kentucky, and Livingston County, New York, are named for him. A statue of Livingston was commissioned by the state of New York and placed in the U.S. Capitol building, pursuant to the tradition of each state selecting 2 individuals from the state to be so honored. In popular culture, in the 2008 HBO miniseries, John Adams, Livingston is portrayed by actor Alex Draper.